educational background is from very different fields than what I'm doing now, actually.
Okay.
And I have more background in music and in fine art, and I started my art school as a painter. I could only draw, and during those years I kind of I've had the opportunity to look what I liked, and I started experimenting with different media, and yeah, it's kind of developed more into this interdisciplinary attitude where I started to become really interested in sound, because sound it connects us to a space and it gives us a feeling of being in a place, and that was something I was really interested in. I became conscious about it for the first time when I had a group of drawings and how I placed them in the space that really influenced the meaning of the whole piece. Or the drawings, they became one word, because you make connections with one and the other, and it kind of makes a story. And also I discovered that the space became part of the work as well. So that's, and after this I was more going towards site-specific works, where I kind of transformed the space with very simple but very effective means. Yeah.
Well, could you give an example?
Well, for example, my end exam for my bachelor in fine art, I had a room and it had 3 windows, and I made these 3 big black triangles that kind of seemed to invade the room, so it was like, it seemed like an implosion that came into the room. And on the floor I had a grid of elastics in the form of the structures of crystal, and at the same time there was sound playing from glass falling continuously, and yeah, in this way I transformed the space, and also it gives the viewer a bit like they don't really know what how they should behave in the space, and it kind of challenges them too. The funny thing is, I never chose to do art science.
Okay.
Because I think it was because the works that I became interested in, that I saw during festivals in Holland, that really they really play with your perception and how you perceive space and time with sound and image, or that combination. And yeah, then I kind of realized what kind of works I liked, and I wanted to make those works too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm currently developing some prototypes for new work, and those are a logic continuation of the last piece I made, and also it was showed here at Sonica in 2012. It was called Repetition at My Distance, and it's a field of 16 light wires with motors and sound and light. And now I want to develop these techniques more, but then with different materials and with different methods of constructing sound, image, light, sound, and movement. Yeah.
For example, how in what kind of prototypes are you?
Yeah, because it started with this image. I had this image of a white swarm floating in a dark space, and they were made out of very tiny particles, and they create both geometrical forms and organic forms, and that's kind of what I'm trying to to make tangible. Because and with these prototypes, I would like to make entities that I would like to duplicate more from. And these entities, they should, I don't know, they should be very simple, but also they should be able to express many different things. Yeah, and also the method of this constructing the piece, that's actually the second part. Because the first part is the making part. It's like you're building a new instrument. And the second part, I'm more thinking about what can I do with what I made. So it's more like the development in time, and also the composition and enrichment. And with that part, I got inspired by this swarm behavior and complex behavior. And those things you can see in nature, like the birds flying, you know, or a big group of birds flying in the sky, or a big group of fish in the sea. But you also, this behavior also is used a lot in the virtual worlds of movies and video games. And this behavior I would like to make tangible in installation.
Collective behavior?
Yeah, yes. And I'm not necessarily interested in how it's made necessarily. I need to learn about that too, but for me it's more important the experience of this behavior, and that I make something different from this behavior than what originally is, and that it speaks more to the imagination of the perceiver. Yeah, nowadays installation art, almost every artwork can be called an installation when it's a collection of several pieces together. And for me, this total installation, this definition is that it actually transforms the whole space, so also the architectural space together with the work. And that those two things cannot exist without each other. Well, it's maybe not as site-specific before as my other works, but at the moment, it really depends, or it is really. The space really influences how we see the work. And for example, this last piece of mine, this repetition installation, it's 3 by 3 by 3, but it doesn't mean it can be in a 3 by 3 by 3 space. And this work needs a lot of space around it. Yes, because then it transforms the whole space as well. Yeah, this is actually my first residency, so I don't really have. Yes. Oh, okay. So I graduated not so long time ago, like 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
But I really like this environment that you're working that you're really focusing on one thing within like a very inspiring environment from people from different fields, and also you're working in the same field as other artists that are working here, and it's really nice that you can learn from each other and also what the other is doing, and that's something you don't have so much when you graduate from school. Because in school you have all the time people around you who are making things. Yeah, we have in The Hague a few places where you can go that are specialized in art. And I think they're important.
For artists or for a broader public also?
I don't know if a broader public goes there as well. It would be better, I hope that more people go there. But especially for artists or curators or researchers, it's really, those are really nice places to go. In the first place it was more for myself to make connections with what I made and what things inspire me, and but then I also thought it would be nice that an audience can also see it. Because when I start with the work, I have no idea how it will be in the end. It will be something completely different than this first image.
So you keep record
of the process. Yes. And for me, it's the first time to really document this whole process. I think my work is for I hope to reach a broad audience, and what I have with my work is that it's not so complicated to understand, like it's not so conceptual as most contemporary art. But it speaks much more to the direct experience of the viewer or perceiver. And so I see it more as experiencing music, but then in this form that I'm working with. Yeah.